left to right and right to left, and then Roger will take you first and this lady gets next. Okay? You have 2 minutes in which to answer these questions. We are on a tight schedule. If you'll be brief but complete, we sure would appreciate it. Donna, the first question. What would you do to improve the local business climate? Get that microphone right up to your mouth.
Okay. Recognizing that this is a multi-layered problem, I would urgently press for an attitude adjustment with our local news media. That includes our local radio station and local newspaper so that they stop blackballing and blacklisting and bad reporting they're so famous for, like reporting based on hearsay instead of facts. We need leaders and not puppets of political parties with their own political agendas. We need organizers. We need lists of people willing to do something and encouraged to become involved. We need to recognize what we are and what we are not. We're not a destination point. We're a pass-through town. And we're below 40,000 population, which means that some businesses won't come here. We need to get our people healthier. I've never lived in a town with so many sick people. We need more events that can put people to work, and we need to have organizers that will create events with everything in a binder so that if they choose to step aside, have a hissy fit or die, someone can step in and take their place and the event can continue. Most importantly, we need to have enough people working towards common goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donna. And for your application, because you missed out on the explanation, the white, I guess it's a 5-gallon can top, means you have 10 seconds, and the red means you are treading on thin ice. Roger?
I have more notice than 10 seconds, like maybe 20 or 30.
We'll give you an extra 30 seconds on your answer here if you'd like that, Leslie, because you got robbed a little bit on the microphone. Roger, will you go ahead?
All right, the question is, what would you do to improve the local business economy or business climate? Well, the climate to attract jobs starts right here at the Del Norte County Board of Supervisors. Jobs are created by local business. Government needs to get out of the way. I would minimize government and I would maximize opportunity and streamline the process for an employer to open its doors, start hiring people, and start doing business now. Do not make it difficult for employers to navigate intimidating regulations. For Del Norte County to flourish, we must grow with the private sector. That is our future. Clean private business must be attracted to Del Norte County. I would raise the level of the Board of Supervisors' involvement in the tri-agency group. I would personally visit targeted employers with a goodwill visit. I would invite those employers up to Del Norte County to visit and experience this wonderful community. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Leslie, this is going to be a two-step process. Make sure it's on, and make sure it's closed.
Close enough?
Yeah.
Thank you. In answer to the question, what would you do to improve the local business climate? We are already doing a great deal. We are working with the Economic Development Department and the Visitors Bureau to increase tourism and to better market Del Norte County. As we speak, the director of the Visitors Bureau is meeting with state, national, and even international officials to attract more people to Del Norte County. The Board of Supervisors has established partnerships with both public and private sector organizations. As a result of this teamwork, our airport project is moving forward and the broadband expansion is near completion. This doesn't happen without cooperation and willingness to listen to all sides. The board has also been supporting the Crescent City Harbor District to recover from the two tsunamis that have caused such damage. When that work is through, we will have one of the most modern ports on the West Coast.
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you.
To avoid confusion, my confusion, or change, Roger, you go first, and we'll just keep rotating left to right. If you would please, on question number 2, which is, what would you do to regain local control of our resources?
Well, this battleship, this behemoth calling itself government, bureaucracy, must be turned 180 degrees. As supervisor, with board consensus, I will go to Washington, D.C. if necessary. I'll work to gain access to our county, that's Del Norte County, And similarly, if necessary, I'll go to Sacramento to change the unfair and arbitrary mitigation factor formula, which takes private tax rolls and puts them into the public non-property tax generating category. That is unacceptable. I have a graphic to show you real quickly. This is Del Norte County. 78% is non-property tax generating, and it's getting bigger. Private land, 22.6%, 22.6%, 4%. That's unacceptable. We're going to change that. And we're going to change it when we get on the Board of Supervisors. Thank you.
Leslie, what would you do to regain local control of our resources?
This has been a point of emphasis of mine during my career as a supervisor. Almost 80% of Del Norte County is owned by the government. Promises made in the 1960s by Redwood National Park and in the 1990s by the Smith River National Recreation Area have not been kept. On my watch, I have been diligent standing up to state and federal government. I have fought hard to make sure that the percentage of public land does not increase. I have stood up against other supervisors as well as Congressman Thompson on the wilderness legislation that impacted Del Norte County. One of the projects I am strongly supporting is a community development block grant that will create a forest biomass plant. Using this renewable resource, we will bring jobs to Del Norte County. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. Donna, what would you do to regain local control of our resources?
Okay, first I want to go back and say that every week I get calls about corruption and problems with almost every agency in this county. We need to deal with some of that. Also remember, every time we get a grant, that's taxpayers' dollars. Okay, now about control of resources, first is define which resources we want to regain control of. I know last year I felt like I had a noose around my neck when I had to vote for this Marine Life Protection Act. But I feel very uncomfortable with that because that's going to take away some of the areas that fishermen can fish in. Anyways, I think we have to look at timber, fishing, hunting, river, ocean, and look at the legislation that took control out of our hands and then demand that our representatives work on repealing or reducing them. Let's reduce the fees, reduce the overreaching of Fish and Game, the California Coastal Commission, and any other group so that they have to cut their budgets. Cutting their budgets is a good way to cutting the red tape they try to foist on us. Grassroots citizens getting involved, demanding mediation and coordination, and leave it up to the locals to figure out what to do with our own resources. I think that is key. Then let's come up with a game plan and follow it. And I understand it also would be very important for us to work with the local tribes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donna. Leslie, you're first on this one.